Would I be the a-hole if I told my late wife's family that she cheated on me? Anna, my late wife, died in a car accident. Person lost control of their car and ran her over and she passed away immediately. We were both 26 at the time. It was 4 years ago, right before the pandemic. We were having a bad time as a couple. She was extremely jealous of me and also very protective of her phone. Shortly after her death, I found out I had a STD, and surprise, surprise, she was cheating on me. On the day she passed, a guy we went to college and was kind of friends with sent her messages, asking for pictures of their last encounter and the way he talked. It seemed like it was recent, and it seemed that they talked often. I was able to get in her phone and laptop, as she didn't change her passwords because she would always ask to check my phone and I would ask for hers back. So I had the password. There wasn't much because she deleted everything or hid it very well, but the most recent messages, she obviously couldn't delete them. So everything that came after her death was still there. While looking for the pictures he asked for, I found pictures of her and in him in a rare deep in a random place at her work folders, at her laptop. In one of them she had short hair, which she only had right after we got engaged. So she was with him for at least 3 years out of our 6 years together. Also, found pictures of 2 other guys, but I have no idea who they are, and there was no messages from either of them anywhere. I messaged the friend and told him that I knew, told him about the STD, and that I won't reveal it to anyone and want it to be kept a secret forever. I asked him if anyone else knew, and he said that his ex knew, but he would talk to her. I decided that for the sake of her parents and siblings, I would pretend she was a great person and let them have their beautiful memories with her. Anna's older brother Thomas, 34M, is a good friend of mine to this day. I would even go as far to say we are best friends. After 2 years of my wife's passing, I was ready to date again. Thomas said that he knew the perfect girl for me. He just wanted me to be sure I was ready for something serious before introducing each other. It was his sister-in-law, Laura, 27F. We knew each other only superficially, but never really talked before our first date. I fell for her quick and hard. We started dating in about 3 months and we were already telling each other I love yous, and I told her I was going to marry her. It has been a little less than 2 years. We are engaged, and I have never been this happy. I told her all about my relationship with Anna. I still have the evidence of what she did stored away in my computer, just in case, and I showed it to Laura. She cried a little and confronted me, but I assured her I was fine and that I was over it. The problem comes with Anna's family, especially her mom and sister. Ever since Anna's passing, every time they talk about her, people want to hear me talk. They ask me about her, try to include me in conversations about her. Anna was such a good cook, right? My name? I loved when she and my name would banter. You remember my name stuff? Like this. I was able to get by in the beginning by saying it was difficult for me to talk about her, that I was not ready. They let me be for a while, but ever since I started dating Laura, I couldn't use the "I'm not ready" excuse. Her friends, sister, and mom get annoyed if I don't sound enthusiastic or depressed. Learned that it's easier to look depressed. Also, if I talk about Anna in any way that isn't portraying her as an angel that came down to earth to bless us with her presence, I get side-eyed. Thankfully, Thomas and her father are great guys and don't push me too hard on this. Her dad is always thankful that I attend their family gatherings. As we like to talk about our field of work, he always says he considers me a son. Her mom and sister, though, they get pissy if I try to dodge the topic of Anna, and the sister even said it out loud once that it's obvious that I didn't love Anna. She apologized after, but I mean, she isn't wrong. By the end I didn't, and sure as hell don't now. Look, I'm over what happened. I don't feel hate for Anna anymore. I sometimes catch myself wishing she was alive just so I didn't have to pretend anymore, but also because her death was a tragedy. A lot of people loved her. Her friends organize a reunion for her birthday, and those are incredibly hard. And even though I know her AP will be there, I go because I know how much she meant to those people. But this is all starting to get to me because it's affecting Laura. I can't say I love her in front of these people. I can't even hug her, and Anna's sister gets all moody. Her best friend stopped speaking to Laura. They were also friends. Anna's mom even came to us at Thomas's birthday party last week and asked us to stop dancing to respect her grief. She also contacted my mom and Laura's parents to say that she was incredibly disappointed that I proposed to Laura so soon, saying that we are moving too fast. It's been 4 years. Even if she wasn't a cheater, more than enough time has passed. I'm just over it and am seriously considering telling all of them what happened, just to get the weight off my back. Would I be the a-hole if I did this? Aita has no consensus spot. OP was NTA. Relevant comments. OP on how his late wife was protective of her phone. OP was also confused about it for a long time. My best guess is that she only had her blow-ups when she hid everything and deleted the messages. So she was ready to give it to me, knowing it was clean. I never asked in other scenarios, only when she asked to see mine. Same for the computer. OOP ongoing low contact with Anna's parents. OOP, I don't have much family. My sister lives far away. My dad passed. It's only my mom, and my extended family also lives where my sister lives. Like I said, Thomas is my best friend, and he is Laura's brother-in-law. Laura's family and Anna's are really close. They even do some holidays together. Other than Thomas and his wife, there is also a cousin of Anna's that is married to Laura's older brother. It's a bit of a mess, but both families are tight, so it's almost impossible to not be in their lives. Update. 1.5 months later. Hello again. Sorry for not replying to most of you. There were too many comments, and I wasn't able to respond to many. Thank you so much for caring, though. I had used Reddit for advice on a work-related issue in the past, and it was helpful. I feel like it came through again. Only updating because I received so many DMs asking for it, and I hate when I read something and it has no resolution. And as I think there is no harm in doing it, here am I. Something that I want to add because I didn't feel it was relevant before, but seeing so many people saying so many mean things about Anna made me feel like it's relevant, just for some people to understand how I feel about her. Maybe it isn't relevant, but I feel like saying it and putting out there. Anna loved me. She really did. She wasn't some monster that wanted me to be miserable and make me a fool. I saw the way she talked about me to other people. She loved me. She was worried I would divorce her and was talking to people about how to turn around our marriage, how to put it back on track. The issue was that she had a kink, and I absolutely had no desire to partake in it. She asked a couple times, once early in the relationship and another time after we got married, and I refused unequivocally both times and was particularly judgmental about it. All the pictures I found were of her in those kink scenarios. So yeah, she was sexually frustrated and used those men to satisfy her kink. But she loved me. She was just very selfish, dumb, and reckless. I really believe this, and I say all of this because she was a really terrible wife. She cheated on me for years because of a fucking kink, but she was not a terrible person. She was only a terrible partner. There is a reason so many people loved her so much. I went with my gut feeling of talking to Thomas. Seems like a lot of people came to the same conclusion, that this was the best way to deal with this. Me and Laura went to his house, and we talked to him and his wife, Laura's sister. I told them that I was only bringing this up now because mine and Laura's lives are being affected by the way people perceive me as Anna's husband. People want me to be a memory of her life, when in reality, being reminded that I was married to her felt like a gut punch and I'm at my limit. But I kept on trying because I love her family, and I know how much she meant to many people. I told them that I did not love the person she became when she died, that we were probably headed for divorce soon, even without the things I learned. The only reason I didn't share it with anyone was because I didn't see a point to tarnish her memory and change people's perception of her when it wouldn't matter to anyone, and it would only bring pain for those that loved her. Now though, this decision is biting me in the ass because I also have to act like she was perfect. The reason I told them this way was so they could opt in to knowing more if they wanted, but if they would rather stay ignorant to the situation, they could. Thomas wanted to know everything, so I told them. He asked to see the proof, and I told him that the pictures were sexual and graphic. It was not a good idea for him to see it. He asked his wife to see them. I showed it to her, and she confirmed to him that it was real, and they were really bad. She actually flinched looking at them. He asked if it was only one time. I told him it was with 3 different guys, and one of them went on for at least 3 years that I knew of. He was mad, cursed a lot. Not at me, but at the situation. I started to regret everything at that point. He said, "Fuck. Why is she so fucking stupid?" He called Anna stupid a bunch of times. He asked for some time to think stuff over and went out. I left Laura and her sister talking and also went on a drive. About an hour later, Thomas called me and asked me to come back to his house. He and Monica gave me a hug. She was crying a lot. He asked me what I wanted to do. I told him that all I want is to move on from this and be happy with Laura. He told me that he would handle his mom and sister, that I didn't need to worry about them anymore, but I should just distance myself from his family and Anna's friends for a while. He said I'm his brother, and that will never change. We all hugged it out and that was it. My ex-sister-in-law has since reached out and told me that she knew Anna was cheating on me but thought we were working through it. Anna told her about a year before she died and said that she would come clean and try to work on the marriage. Now Thomas told her what happened and she has apologized a lot. Said that she has been basically ignoring her flaws ever since she died, but it has turned unhealthy for both her and her mom. She said she will help me with anything I need regarding this topic. Ex-father-in-law and mother-in-law don't know anything, and we will keep it that way. I will try to make time to hang out with my father-in-law from time to time, And considering him and my new father-in-law are good friends, me and Thomas have been talking about taking them fishing, golfing, maybe just going to a bar. Stuff like that, at least once a month. And as for my ex-mother-in-law, I just keep my interactions to a minimum. So yeah, I think it worked out well. Another thing is that Laura wants to speed up our wedding planning. So hopefully we will get married in March or April. Before we were talking about having a long engagement, but there is no point in waiting. We both know what we want. And I'm happy, very happy. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. You do not have to respond, and I guess you kept it vague on purpose. But what was the kink? Because most times you see people disgusted with their partners when something like this happens and you seem very, I don't know, calm? OOP. Yeah, won't say what it was, but let's just say she did stuff to the guy, not the other way around. Honestly, the guys in the pictures looked pathetic, and if those were to leak, they would be the ones ridiculed, not me. The AP that I talked to was desperate when I told him I had pictures. That made it 10 times easier for me to move on. I would say this was better than if she had a normal affair, at least for my mental health. Commenter 2. Thomas is a good dude. Please, you and Laura live your best lives together.